Hello, hello. The day is finally here. Among this pantheon of solos, it's time for Base Sinclair to join them. And that means I have to level this guy up. So let's go ahead and do that. So, why is Base Sinclair so bad at solos? Well, his clashing isn't great. 11, 10, and like, what is that? 14? But the main thing is that he has the lowest health in the entire game. 174 at max level is terrible, and then he also has -4 defense level, for just that little bit of extra unable to survive. In addition to that, his egos aren't great. Tarnished Blood is his only good AoE option, and that's only 5. But at least we have Cavernous Wailing, which can be decent. It's better than Branch of Knowledge for sure. Now, I have a bit of a plan this run. So, I'm going to keep one skill 1, and the rest will be skill 3s. I'm going to start with these gifts, and I'm going to go to these theme packs looking for those gifts. I've planned this out to have the best chance of success, and I think this is the way to go. I'm doing LCV checkup really late because there's 5 gifts I want from it, so I want to have the gift pool almost empty. These 5 can be in basically any order, and if I see Piece of Relationship or something like that, then I'll probably skip out on Yield My Flesh and just grab that instead to make sure I get it. Now then. Let's see how this goes. And you may have seen in my plan document that I had Prestige card on floor 1, and I actually rerolled for that to show up already. So, we're beginning with To Be Cleaved. And Rupture starting gifts, every grace, the usual stuff. And Milepost on the first tile is about as good of a start as I could ask for.
이게 최선이겠죠?
Yeah, we're building Canon Cultivated Sinclair today, that's the goal. We clashed a 22 on our very first kill. That's a good sign.
잠시 어지러워서 못 봤어요. 뭐 또 대단한 일이라도 하신 거겠죠?
So Sinclair is a Rupture ID, and Rupture IDs have a few good things going for them. Stacking Rupture lets you actually get Clash Power out of the Nocturnal Sweeping gift, and then Thrill actually does a lot of damage still. And then every Rupture or Burn ID gets the benefit from LCV checkup. But I'm actually a base ID, so I also get the keywordless gifts, which gives me I think 3 Clash Power on my skill 3. It's actually pretty significant, so I'm hoping to find those. But it's one of the hardest gifts to get in the entire game, because it's 2 keywordless tier 3s that are both pack specific. It's going to be hard to get that. Now early on here I have no healing, so I do want to be a little bit careful about that. Before I get a resource gift I don't have any healing. I at least have... what's it called? I have Manor Box to unstagger, so that should help. But yeah, dying is, surprise surprise, going to be the hard thing to avoid this solo, having no health.
이게 최선이겠죠?
These guys should be fine.
마음씨가 넓은 분이실까요? 아, 실수로 주셨더라도 상관없어요. 한번 제가 해낸 것 맞죠? 약장 불입이랍니다.
그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군.
As usual, I will try to do this egoless, but absolutely no promises in that regard. If I need ego on floor 14, I will use it. Or on floor 30, because full stop.
해냈어요.
이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까?
But I think it would be cool if I could do Base Sinclair egoless.
개체에게 일격을 가하는데 성공했습니다. 샴페인을 가져오기엔 너무 이른 타이밍이긴
I'm
하겠지만
gonna actually do this.
선수가 성공적으로
Use a counter
끝나면
here. I
모두의
might get
희생을
staggered,
통해
but if I
특별히
don't get staggered, the counter will be better.
방금 멋졌어. 너희들의
해냈어요. 개체에게 치명적인 손상을
I unfortunately do get staggered. I think he had to heads roll that. But we get unstaggered, and now we should kill them all pretty much.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
So yeah, when you actually start
제가
with
해낸 거
Manor Box and you aren't trying to do Dregs of the Manor on floor 1, it's usually pretty easy, as long as you don't run into like the Rupture robots.
저는 언제나
We got all Canto 1 and 2 enemies here, so that's
차기로다.
a lucky start.
흔치 않은 기회니 이 틈에 승기를 붙이자꾸나.
해보겠습니다. 해냈어요.
See, my health is so low.
다들 첫
I'm worried about that. Leihang will absolutely kill me if it's later than 412.
내일도 꼭 불러주기야.
감회가 새로워요.
세상이 평화로워지는 건 기쁜 거야.
Okay, there's a resource gift.
근데
Yeah, that's a very good floor 1. Assuming I can pass this check, actually. You only need to hit 1 out of 3. You've got this, Heathcliff? Okay.
뭐냐? 와카슈쯤 되시면 이런 건 식은 죽 먹기지.
Oh yeah, the announcers. I kind of just threw on a bunch of people for announcers today. Floor 1 coffee and cranes, yes, you love to see it. Now we're seeing... Can I get a... I'll look for the Pierce gift, I guess. Get it out of the pool for Dark Flame Pipe later. And we get our first skill replace. Alright. This is a very good first shop. I could not ask for much more. We sell for interest, and we are on our way. I could have maybe even fused there. No, we aren't in the super shop. Never mind. I think this is Lantern, which is a very easy solo, now that it's, you know, possible.
상황이 유리해졌네요.
해보겠습니다.
이렇게 할 수 있으면
Kind of just does nothing and dies.
주어진 일이 아니었기 때문인가요?
아, 너희가 아까 생공격을 한 바람에 바늘이 저 끝까지 들어가서 안 돌아와. 나 이거 잠깐 수정해야 할 것 같은데. 해보겠습니다.
Went from instant loss to instant win, pretty much, yeah.
아, 잠깐 여기서 이런 공격이 잘할게.
The nightmare scenario in MD2, and now he just
어라?
dies.
저쪽에 비틀거리시는 분이 보이네요. 이만 편히 눕혀드릴까요?
해냈구나. 나라도 그랬을 거야.
I am hoping for the chicken gift, of course, because Base Sinclair, he doesn't quite have any rupture count in his kit, and I would like to keep rupture up when I can.
지금처럼 말이에요.
그럼 다음 손질로 바로
Thunder Branch
가죠.
helps, but it alone isn't quite enough, I don't think, because,
실수라도 했나요?
악당들도 생각지 못한 상황일 거야.
maybe.
기회는 지금.
해보겠습니다.
All of my coins will inflict rupture in the late game, so it might be enough.
단테님, 저분이 방금 굉장히 중요한 걸 잃으셨어요.
Yeah, actually, I probably don't need the chicken gift. If I miss it, it's not a big deal.
해냈어요.
Another week, yeah. But it's okay to not have count for rupture, because Thunder Branch still gives it to you. There's no gift like that for burn.
세상이 평화로워지는 건 기쁜 거야.
So yeah, there's Prestige card. It's unfortunately tied to the worst possible trial, but trials barely matter early game, so I'll still definitely take it. Free Heisei Rupture count. It's not even like the Heisei Rupture count is good outside of the Maos. Like, yeah, the manas are insane, of course. That's why they're overpowered. But okay, we have to pack search for Hell's Chicken. That's like pretty unlikely. There aren't that many packs here. Contaminated thread as the floor reward is great. That means I can get it. And here's chicken. So now we're just hoping for Tango Marinade to show up, and we'll get everything we want out of this.
이게 최선이겠죠?
숨겨둔 수를 드러내는
해보겠습니다.
Yeah, without Jesus, if you want to keep Rupture count, you have to use like 7 Faust and make sure she always clashes,
예상한
and
것보다
like
움직임이 더
warp
좋고.
E song and use Dimension Shredder.
상황이 유리해졌네요.
해보겠습니다.
이렇게 할 수 있으면서 지금까지
제가
하지 않은
해낸 거 해냈어요.
주어진 일이 아니었기 때문인가요?
이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까?
Wow, they got like half heads rolls there on -30.
사실
해보겠습니다.
마법사들은 항상 일명단에 시달리거든. 방금 멋졌어.
You would hope the last would be the Rhyme Shank of Rupture. No, so here's the thing. They can never give
사실 그 상황에선
like Rupture a Rhyme Shank. Rupture is just too powerful.
해보겠습니다.
I've thought about this a lot for like how naturally powerful the statuses are.
제가 해낸 거 해냈어요.
You're allowed to have something like Everlasting that inflicts 20 tremor and 20 tremor count, because that's just tremor. It doesn't kill anything just by touching it. You like have to burst it, it's limited.
꼭 불러주렴.
But if you had something that inflicted 20 rupture and 20 rupture count, that would just be insane. That could never exist.
근데 내일도 지금처럼
It's a
조용하려나?
fight here. And then, I mean, I think Rhyme Shank never should have been created, but then they just went and made Knight of Despair Rodea. He's like a walking Rhyme Shank, so we have that now.
적대체에게 이상 현상이 보이네요. 귀찮다.
해보겠습니다.
무시하면 안 될 거예요.
Rupture is such a weird status. It, like, really shouldn't exist. You compare it to, like, Library of Ruina. Rupture is basically Erosion. Except Erosion was locked to, like, a specific key page that you could only run one of, or a certain floor's tier 3 abnormality page. Now we just get Rupture by existing. Also, I staggered there. Do I survive though? I have too much bleed.
뭐
Okay.
너무 마음에 드지는 마. 너희가 필사적으로 노력했던 건 내가 직접 지켜봤으니까. 물론 그런다고 실패라는 결과가 바뀌는 건 아니지만 어쩌겠어. 또 해봐야지.
Cloning Baleful Brand was unironically a decent strategy. Yeah, true damage on every hit is that strong that, like,
해보겠습니다.
making your entire game plan about that was viable, and now we just kind of get that on any ID.
개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 간파했습니다. 제 예상만큼 관리자님의 능력이 우수하다는
It's
것을
like, granted, all the
증명해줍니다.
health numbers were lower in Ruina, so it's not like a perfect one-to-one comparison numbers-wise, but the idea of true damage every hit still holds. Also, this guy has 48 Rupture. I've hit him twice.
아마 대체할 수 있는 것도 많이 없을 거야. 제가 해낸 건 맞죠?
Like, this is fair, right?
해보겠습니다. 해냈어요. 이제 끝났네.
잘 들어갔네요.
너희들이 원한 대로 된 거 맞지?
Yeah, Burn has no weakness either, but you get it one time instead of, you know, let's say 7 identities, an average of 2.5 coins per skill. That might even be lowballing it. You get like, what, 20 procs of Rupture? 18 or something? It's so much. What am I looking for? I got like everything I want. I guess I want Pierce Gifts to help me get Dark Flame Pipe. Yeah. Lithograph is nice, of course, as well. I won't say no to that. And we even get another skill replace. This is off to a great start thanks to everyone's favorite prestige card. And I will make a slash gift, okay. $73 health, this should be plenty for Bongi. And I would like to guarantee a super shop, so I'll go ahead and level up this. By guarantee, I mean 97%. I would never hit a 3%.
이게 최선이겠죠?
숨겨둔 수를 드러낸 모양이다.
Oh, I'm right on my stagger threshold. The last burn ID before the U was, yeah, Fire Fist Gregor, and before that, LCE Faust.
따라하겠어요.
느껴졌어? 내가
I don't know what Faust's infliction looks like,
해보겠습니다.
잘 걸린 거
but yeah, a lot of burn IDs like don't actually inflict that
해낸 거
much,
맞죠?
which is why Lindai Ryoshi with the 4th match flame passive is like a kind of real strategy for burn now, which I think is funny.
일이라도 하신 거겠죠?
제가 해냈어요.
차 포장.
Potential to get like 12 or 16 burn counts or burn potency every other turn, like a real thing.
해냈어요.
LCE has a lot of potency, okay.
그렇게 시원하게 처리하니
성공!
보는 맛이 나는
오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어.
일 처리는 빠르게 하는
내일도
편이
꼭 불러주기야.
덜 답답한 법이지.
세상이 평화로워지는 건 기쁜 거야.
Oh, this is actually a tough choice. I think 50% is better because the Starlight ones give 150 cost with one of the graces. Great Resilient is always a good choice. Yeah. Now, where is Full Stop? Game tempted me with Piece of Relationship, but I don't need it. There we go, and Smoking Pipe as the floor reward. And we get Thrill, which means this shouldn't be hard, because these guys will just be staggering on like their second turn of being alive.
최선이겠죠?
Season 7 teaser is next week. That's presumably about when it should happen. I mean, the season ends soon, so there isn't that much more time for the trailer to come out.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
잠깐. 너희 지금 멈춰버린 친구가 있어.
해보겠습니다.
시간에 도둑질 당하기라도.
Yeah, I know Fire Fist doesn't inflict much burn, but at what point does that stop mattering? Like, if you reach 99 burn, you know, on turn 5 instead of 4, or whatever it actually is, like, is that loss in 13 damage going to be more significant than, like, Fire Fist's personal damage? But I guess if we're getting into the personal damage debate, maybe at that point you just run Malfast on burn.
수리대금도 받고 시민들도 금방 편해질 테고. 어? 나도 뭔가 원하는 대로 된 것 같은데? 상부상조네.
해냈다.
Can we get the gear shrapnel event? No. I will try to get this now so that I don't have to take a potential base power at the end of the floor.
와카슈쯤 되시면 이런 건 식은 죽 먹기지.
이게 최선이겠죠?
Yeah, I guess Fire Fist Gregor's damage is a lot on his skill 3. His skill 2 and 1 are just like fine for damage. Not crazy.
해보겠습니다.
Yeah, behold my burn team. It's actually just the full Heisha team, and we're calling it burn because Sinclair and Heathcliff are here.
보는 맛이 나는군.
And we don't even field either of them, but they're on the backup, so it counts.
덜 답답한 법이지.
이번에 받으신 의뢰가
해보겠습니다.
부탁합니다. 여기서 한시라도 지체했다간 늘
제가 해낸 거 맞죠? 해냈어요.
이게 제가
Got a bit close to dying there, but Thrill staggering them should make this go much easier.
하늘이 갑자기 확 돌아갔네? 솔직하게 말해서 한 번에 이렇게 강한 공격을 할 줄은 모르겠어.
4-turn burn kill on Lei Hang because Malphas was enough damage to cut off a turn. Yeah, that sounds like
자부심을
the
가져도
burn
좋겠어.
team, alright.
오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어. 내일도 꼭 불러주기야. 세상이 평화로워지는 건 기쁜 거야. 근데 내일도
And Gear Shrapnel just immediately in our shop for us. Everything is going perfectly this run. It almost makes me worried. The luck can't last. Is it going to give me 415 Lei Hang? Like, what's going to go wrong? I'll just buy out the shop because that's what I need to do. Okay, that's not what I was using for, but I guess I'll take it. Do I need to heal? I'm going to heal. It's the safe thing to do. It's only 100 cost.
이게 최선이겠죠?
적 개체에게 이상 현상이 보이네요.
해보겠습니다.
귀찮더라도 무시하면 안 될 거예요.
해냈어요.
개체에게 치명적인 손상을 입히는데 성공했습니다.
I still don't know how to actually feel about the burn team and its like power level. I have not tested it at all myself.
사실은 그렇게 대단한 일도 아니에요.
해보겠습니다.
혹시 칭찬을 받았다면
It's like,
엔젤라는
can you get Magic Bullet used on like turn 2
제가 아니라
consistently? I don't think there's that much pride in burns. It's probably turn 3 if you aren't doing Superbia.
솔직하게
저는
말해서
언제나
한 번에
I might be
이렇게
completely wrong about that.
아주 옛날에 만든 기계를 가지고 왔거든. 뭐 정확한 수치는 몰라도 아무튼 대단한 공격을 성공한 거네. 자부심을 가져도 좋겠어.
해보겠습니다. 해냈어요.
올바른 방법으로
I think charge shouldn't have been a like main keyword. It is. Yeah, I feel like it only is because it was one of the few things that was back in Ruina. Like they ported it over and it's like, okay, this is going to be a main thing. But they've done not much innovation with charge.
사실은 그렇게 대단한 일도 아니에요.
We've barely gotten new factions that use it besides just the Liu.
엔젤라님이나
해보겠습니다.
마이쿠트를 부르는 편이 나았을 거예요. 제가 아니라
해냈어요.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 달린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
해냈어요.
아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
You like every charge unit, so you have to defend it. I care so little about Warp Corp, which is like 2/3 of our charge ideas. They just exist for me. I like R Corp though, so I have to like charge for that.
이 전투가 성공적으로 끝나면
차포잡이라.
모두의 희생을 기리며
예상한 것보다
축배를 드는
움직임이 더
것도
좋구나.
나쁘지 않겠죠.
해냈어요.
But they're so cool. I disagree.
고를 게 없었지, 그치?
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
I love the attack power-up stacking from Base Sinclair. A few of the base IDs have some weird things in their kit, mostly because Project Moon didn't put turn limits on stuff back then. So you can just get like 28 attack power-up with Base Dawn, or, you know, 12 with Base Sinclair. Because Clash wouldn't gain one attack power-up. It would definitely have a turn limit if that was introduced today.
해보겠습니다.
주저앉았을 텐데 최근엔
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
한 모양이군.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
use LCE Yi-Song for early Magic Bullet, but then you can't use Liu Yi-Song? Ah,
뭐
I see what's going on here. Also, lithograph is saving us right now. We would be so dead without it.
평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까?
I'd either have to reset more or use an ego. But with lithograph, I shouldn't have to do either of those.
도망치지 않으면 분명히
Hopefully.
정의는 승리하는 것 아니었어?
해보겠습니다.
너도 결국 다른
Charge is less interesting because econ isn't a factor. Yeah, that's a fair way to put it.
크게 의미 있는 사건은 아니지만
Honestly, you could say that Limbus is a lot less interesting because econ isn't a factor, but that's another conversation.
해냈어요. 제가 해낸 거 맞죠? 해냈어요. 해냈어요.
여관에 가면 또 한참을
Wow, they're like all defending.
가리에게 해줄
해보겠습니다.
이야기가 또
Pretty
늘었군요.
clean start to this run.
해냈어요.
해냈구나.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
나라도 그랬을 거야.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
Yeah, the Arcorp
제가
rats.
해낸 거 맞죠?
I feel like they would have to be similar to the
정당
rabbits.
배치 성공. 오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어.
It's like the rabbits and the rhinos are already so like opposites, and then the reindeer were kind of thrown in as like the special forces almost.
내일도
Growth resilient. Yes. I'm not sure how much more you can really do with Arcorp. Okay. So we have 5 different packs we're looking for here. Oh wait, no, this is floor 4. Bridal. I was thinking I was on floor 5 there when I saw Railway 1. Reindeer really disappointed you because it's also charge when, yeah, nobody is expecting her to be meta, that's for sure. But like, I'm so okay with that. If power creep is slower in this game, that's entirely okay with me.
성공해서
Don't make the base IDs run suffer even more than it already is.
탁월한 지휘였습니다.
Okay. I'll buy the tier 4. We're looking for every rupture gift. Yeah, you get so little cost on the railway floors because they don't have tiles, so yeah, I'm running out here. Can I actually fuse for slash this time? No, but that's fine. I don't really need coin. I should sell something for money here. I can sell a tier 1. Tier 1s aren't going to be the bottleneck on anything. And I think that's actually my full skill replace is done already. No, I have one more skill 2. Or did that just not update? Because I swear I already replaced one of my skill 2s.
이게
We've got a Sinclair fan in chat. The run's going very well so far, so his chances are looking good. We'll just have to see if a certain capo decides to murder him on floor 15.
해보겠습니다.
여러분과 함께하는 여행은 늘 제 마음을 설레게 만들었답니다. 이렇게 여기서 멈추고 싶지 않아요, 단테님.
그래도 가급적 전투 중에 떠올리진 않았으면 좋겠는데.
Yeah, actual Christmas tree rodeo.
해보겠습니다.
Singular Base Sinclair defender.
이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요.
I think some people are turning around on him. He's definitely seen more attention now that there's also Rooster Heathcliff and you can like swap them with Lord Lou.
소녀들은 항상 인력난에 시달리고
해보겠습니다.
너희 괜찮다면 혹시 우리를 도와서
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군.
그건 선택의 순간이 필요하니까
해냈어요.
내가 정말 잘
다들
모르겠네.
첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다
대치
정말
You like you Sinclair if the self-burn conditionals worked like at all. Yes.
불러주기야?
감회가
There's only like 7 burn enemies in this game also, so you can't even like rely on that. Base power is unfortunate.
내일도 지금처럼 조용하려나?
Now then. Now we're on 4-5. So there's a lot of stuff I could look for. I don't quite believe in getting Snake Slough on the shop there. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Nocturnal Sweeping, and I can keyword search for the Rupture Gifts, assuming I don't get them in the event.
이게 최선이겠죠?
Yeah, Branch of Knowledge. People talk about like underrated IDs all the time. Branch of Knowledge is probably the most underrated ego in this game because the Rupture is really good and that has 12 potency. It's like annoying that it's on head to hit, but you cannot deny the power of 12 Rupture potency.
비록 함께 전장에 나서는 건 아니지만 저희를 이끌어주는 건 단테님만 할 수 있는 일이에요. 이번에도 분명 원하시는 길로 저희를.
That's why I think like Deviat Sinclair is one of the most underrated IDs. Everyone just like dismisses him as terrible or whatever. They see instead of inflicting Rupture, inflict defense level down, but like he can still Branch of Knowledge, and he's still like really good for Rupture if you don't have your stack yet. Although most people don't really care about that part of Rupture, I guess.
해보겠습니다.
The passive is, yeah, the passive is really bad, but like, it's not as bad as people think it is, I feel like. If you're at like close to full sanity, being at 35 sanity instead of 45, you're still probably winning your clash, and then you just get back your sanity.
어라? 저쪽에 비틀거리시는 분이 보이네요.
해보겠습니다.
이만 편히 눕혀드릴까요?
You can just keep hitting the branch button. You can never activate the passive if you just use single coin skills. So just use Branch of Knowledge every turn.
죄송해요. 잠시 어디가서 못 봤어요. 뭐 또 대단한 일이라도 하신 거겠죠?
Wow, I actually found a favored clash instead of dominating. Why is this guy so strong?
해보겠습니다. 제가 해낸 거 맞죠? 해냈어요.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다
효율적인 대처로
정말 강해지신
개체를
You've had unstable
뚫었습니다.
pushed Sinclair into yeah. Even the like made for in-course Sinclair argument, I don't like that because
불러주기야?
it adds inconsistency to your sanity. You can't predict as well like if you'll be corroding or not. Like I think it's bad for him.
지금처럼 조용하려나?
You're glad he didn't die in the interval though? Yeah, I can't wait for him to come back as a new big brother of the middle.
해냈다.
So I got the rupture gifts I wanted, but I can still just, like, look for more, I guess. And yeah, I have my full skill replacements done. Like, how many rupture gifts are left? I can buy this one. None of my egos are blunt damage, I don't think. I guess my Zayn is. Okay, I can pick this up. Carter doesn't die this Kanto and they promote him to Great Brother. It would be so funny. I almost think, like, he has to just be the recurring villain character of Limbus. I don't think they're going to kill him off soon. He's set up, like, too perfectly for it. %, super shop. I can go ahead and unlock poise to put it up to 100. Yeah, Ricardo's too good of a character for them to just kill off this soon. He's beloved by everyone, except the people that got stuck on him. Those ones hate him. But those ones stopped playing in the game. What do we think is the hardest fight in Limbus? I think I've discussed this on stream before, but I still think it's Lei Hang even after the nerfs. But there are a few other answers that I would accept. 634 still, yeah, that's what we discussed last time. I think 634, Kanto 7 final boss, and Lei Hang were the ones I accepted.
개츠에게 일격을 가하는데 성공했습니다. 샴페인을 가져오기엔 너무 이른 타이밍이긴 하겠지만 이 전투가 성공적으로 끝나면 모두의 희생을 기리며 축배를 드는 것.
Pekka Trio was hard before it got nerfed, but now it's just like, I mean, add it to the Chains of Others list, really. You just hit Ahab with Chains of Others and make Mare get marked, and the fight kind of solves itself. And just like newer IDs can kill Starbuck in 3 skills. A lot of people say Dulcinea is like a hard fight, but I think Dulcinea is kind of just the first fight that actually expects you to use Chain Battle. But even then you don't have to. I've seen 2 separate people do Dulcinea with base IDs and have no one die. So, objectively the fight isn't ridiculously hard, or that wouldn't be possible. But it is still definitely on the harder end of fights. Oh yeah, that's true. The Queequeg solo fight is probably the hardest fight in the dungeon now, since the other ones got nerfed, and since that one is like early enough that you haven't farmed infinite ego resources. Like, if you don't have Pierce IDs to one-shot the Pekod members, it can actually be a threat. I don't remember how high Queequeg rolls, but like she gains sanity and has like a single coin skill that rolls in the 20s, I think, if she hits heads.
해보겠습니다. 제가 해낸 거 해냈어요.
I'm honestly surprised that I don't see more people struggling on Silt Current, because Silt Current was like definitely the hardest fight in the dungeon when I did Uptai 1 no ego. But I guess just like everyone else has ego to clash with Blind Obsession, so it's not that bad.
사실은 그렇게 대단한 일도 아니에요.
해보겠습니다.
혹시 칭찬을 받았다면 엔젤라님이나 마이크를 부르는 편이 나았을 거예요. 제가 알겠다.
Like it really surprises me that I see more people struggle with Sancho than Silt Current. Like Sancho was a 3 out of 10 difficulty boss, while Silt Current was like a 7 in my mind.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위.
And yet sinking is like awful on the receiving end.
이제 끝났네. 너희들이 원한 대로 된 거 맞지? 아, 여기저기 부서진 것 같은데 저건 우리 직원들 시켜서 고쳐야겠다. 수리 대금도 받고 시민들도 금방 편해질 테고.
Anyway, we're on floor
너도
6
뭔가
now.
원하는 대로 된 것 같은데? 상부상조네.
Free tier 4 gift is always nice. So what are we looking for? We want the T-Corp badge if it shows up as the floor reward. And that's the big one. That's what we're trying to do 5 refreshes every floor to look for. None of them showed up. Do I want to do Miracle now? Not really. What are my options though? Let me look at my plan list again. I could do Railway 1, or I could just go Yield my Flesh. Spend up my, like, free pick. Because I do, like, definitely... I don't have enough Poise Gifts to go here yet. I might not even guaranteed get the huge flush or the huge gift sack. Let's just do Railway 1. Okay, Snakeskin as the reward, that's the important one. Hopefully I can get False Halo in the shop, but if I miss out on 108% damage, that's not that big of a deal. Yeah, Silt Current also has the Paralyze thing, which makes people's, like, clashing wrong, so I would really expect bad players to get stuck there more than it seems to happen. Hello, Faith. I don't really need Faith on this run, but I won't say no. Yeah, I'm not expecting False Halo here. That's fine. One more refresh. Yeah. Yeah, bad players just completely trust the predictor, which it's not the most accurate thing in the world, for a few reasons.
이게 최선이겠죠?
Oh yeah, Night Drifter. That is, yeah. Even like the base IDs ended that fight pretty quickly. If that fight had to last a long time, it could be really bad.
약점을 잘 노리셨습니다. 이제 해결사의 총격도 익숙해지셨네요.
오늘도 정의로운 날이 될 수 있도록
해보겠습니다.
함께 아르카나 미!
Oh yeah, I got Faith right before fighting Toad. I didn't even think about that.
그대로만 해주신다면 오늘은
해보겠습니다.
제압이 빠르겠어요.
Kind of hard countered him.
스프레드에 있던 있던 아르카나를 부쉈어. 이제
해보겠습니다.
서서히 힘을 잃어갈 거야. 좋았어.
A lot of the Shi family could be real bosses if they were tankier. I recently did the Kanto 8 dungeon solo, and like yeah, they could be a threat, but even solo, I killed one of them on turn 4, I think,
대체 부위가
which is just insane to me.
파괴되었습니다.
Why do they have no health?
정상값이네. 사실 그 상황에선 그런 공격밖에 볼 게 없었지, 그치?
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
해보겠습니다. 제가 해낸 건 맞죠?
Sad we didn't get any Shi family IDs.
관리자는
Charge needs
당신의
IDs.
생각을
We have some charge IDs in the Kanto.
제가 늘
Let's
말씀드렸죠.
release the 9th Heisho instead.
옳은 말만 한답니다.
이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까?
해냈구나. 나랑 그랬을 거야.
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했군요. 이것이 바로 정보의 힘입니다.
와우! 벌써 재료를 저기까지 손질해둔 것이.
There is like actual potential to get story relevant charge IDs that aren't just like Warp Corp or R-Corp. But no, we needed to get 9 Heisho IDs.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요. 매일 보아하는데도
죄송해요.
지금은
잠시 어지러워서 못
There's like still the slight bit of hope for like cultivation Bakyak that could give us someone, but it could also just give us the 10th and 11th Heisho, which would be I hate that that's like the most likely.
내일도 꼭 불러줘.
No Base Sinclair for us.
세상이
It's sad.
평화로워지는 건 기쁜 거야.
It could be Season 0 IDs. I think Project Moon is basically done with Season 0 IDs. We got 2 this season. They're joining the 2 stars as discontinued features. There we go. Sad plushie on the floor reward. Just needs a refresh for a few poise gifts, and this will be good. Hopefully we can get lunar memories next floor. I think we're one thing off.
관리자님, 멋진 전략이었습니다. 관리자님, 멋진 전략이었습니다.
Let's see here. I will take Golden Urn. It's still early enough. Yeah, I just need the Blunt Stone, and I guess I actually only have 1 fragment. So I'm 2 things away from Lunar. Please show up, huge gift sack. I know I didn't buy that many poise gifts before, but you shouldn't be that hard to find, okay? And then let's see, can I fuse it now? Yes. I don't really need to do anything else right now. I'll enhance one thing just for guaranteed super shop.
이게 최선이겠죠?
Yeah, like Shi Yuhua could have been a good ID. Pan could have been a good ID. Instead, we get, you know, 3 Maos and 2 Cs. I guess 2 of the Maos came before the season, so I can't even blame them like that much. Yeah, true. More Death Rights could have been interesting as well. The boss has like 3 unique Death Rights. Lord Honglu's passive, his support passive, accounts for up to 5 Death Rights existing, but we only have 3. It's just so weird.
해보겠습니다.
Yeah, I thought Lord Lu would have some Death Rights. I thought Death Rights were the thing that made the Heishes somewhat interesting, but then those went away.
선물 만들고 도구 연습만 하는 것이요? 와우! 벌써 재료를 저기까지 손질해둔 것이요? 오늘 공장 일찍
해보겠습니다.
있을 것 같죠?
You're in the disappointed by Dairyoshi group. Downscale in pretty much every way. I'm just happy that we like got a similar kit instead of it just dying in the dungeon and never being seen again. Like,
해보겠습니다.
yeah, it could have been maybe a bit stronger, but I don't know. I'm not even like sad with the power level of the ID. Again, I'm a fan of not power creep, so.
하늘이 갑자기 확 돌아갔네? 솔직하게 말해서 제가 이렇게 만들어 할 줄은 모르고
The lack of Death Rights is to stop Malphast, but like, Malphast will always take 3 turns to ramp or 2 if you start with your Gluttony resources, and then skill 3 every turn. No amount of Death Rights will change that.
해보겠습니다. 해냈어요.
잠시
효율적인
어지러워서
대처로
못 봤어.
개체를 꿰뚫었습니다.
뭐
참고로
또
기계는
대단한
입에
일이라도
발린
하는
말싸위
거겠죠?
쉽게 하지 않아요.
해냈어요.
Or I guess, okay, you could do turn 2 without
제가
starting with the resources if you have more Death Rights, maybe.
시작했을 때보다
But it's like Malphast has to be the one to activate them to get 2 for proc. Maybe it could make her like 1 turn faster,
해보겠습니다.
but I think that's a bad reason to keep Death Rights out of the game. Oh yeah, for Resonance, let her do another skill 1 follow-up. That could work.
해냈어요.
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가할 겁니다.
It's like, what's the condition for Night Owl's Gregor? I know he has a way to like exceed the cap of using his skill 1 follow-up.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
Yeah, it really isn't a Drifter ID at all. That is like in name and maybe lore only, not in gameplay.
그러면 승리도 시간 문제겠지?
해보겠습니다. 해냈어요.
His guard lets him assist attack up to 4 times, okay. But that's still like requiring you to stagger them or get them low. How many skills to kill Santada? I was not paying any attention to my damage.
괜찮다면
I'm going to guess 3.
우리를
해보겠습니다.
아니야. 이건 선택의 순간이 필요하니까. 내가 정할 순 없겠네.
I don't have Lunar, I got here earlier than normal. Okay. Looks like 4 or 3 2/3 if we're going by coins.
좋네요. 크게 의미 있는 성공.
They forced it because they both have a dead daughter. Yeah, I guess that works.
세상이 평화로워지는 건 기쁜 거야.
Oh, I did not expect that. Oh, forced brutality. I will take Brutality 4 for Sad Plushie. Brutality 4 is a great trial because it's up against like 5 offense level, a base power plus 2 more offense level. Like, just, it's not that bad. Oh. Looks like we're going to LCB checkup early because this is the main one I care the most about. Hopefully I get the other piece of the fusion. Email skincare kills Christmas. That he does.
이게 최선이겠죠?
I really need to make sure I get Lunar this floor, or else Hohenheim could kill me with his status effect.
해보겠습니다.
그분께서는 사소한 실수로 책 잡지 아니하시니 너무 긴장하지 말고 임하게.
단테님은 매번 기발한 발상을 떠올리시네요.
Because I don't have reliable healing. I don't even have Grey Coat if I wanted to use Ego to heal. Like, this is a serious risk of loss, I realized.
이 기회에 평소 지휘 실력을 확인해 보죠.
해보겠습니다.
하던 대로 해보십시오.
I think it's still possible we get a Night Drifter ID in one of the Bachjaks. Like,
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
the Daiyu Ryoshu is pretty clearly not a full Drifter ID, and then we even have like multiple IDs of the same character if that was an issue.
해보겠습니다.
So there's still hope for the rerun. I will accept anything that isn't more Show during those reruns though, to be honest.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
Is the stream quality bad?
해냈어요.
I have the stream on my other monitor, that's actually how I read chat. It looks fine to me,
뭐또
but I
대단한
don't
일은
know.
거겠죠?
다들
It was a little for a moment. Just probably
정말 강해지셨네요.
정상값이네.
a brief internet thing then.
밖에 고를 게 없었지, 그치?
지금은
이제 끝난 거야.
Bitrate moment
너희들이
in
원하는
Olympus
거 맞지?
stream.
아, 여기저기 부서진 것 같은데.
You can
저건
barely
우리
see.
직원들
Try
시켜서 고쳐야겠다.
refreshing? I don't know.
수리대금도 받고 시민들도
It
금방
looks
크레딧
okay
받고.
on my end.
나도 뭔가 원하는 대로 된 것 같은데? 상부상조네.
아니야? 와카슈쯤 되시면
I don't know what's going on with you. Might be your internet.
이게 최선이겠죠?
Yeah, I don't have like
너무 야간이
dropped
심한
frames or
것
anything.
같은데요.
It seems fine over
기세가
here.
확연히 달라졌어요.
해보겠습니다.
혹시 고행이 취미인가? 좀 스트레스
guy
받아야
actually
아이디어가 나오는
Does
타입?
damage. He might stagger me.
그런 사람들도 있긴
해보겠습니다.
하니까. 답 자체는 모르지만 계속 해봐.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
적의 날개를 꺾었구나.
기쁨이란 건
Never
해보겠습니다.
mind.
사소한 일에도
He
슬래시
only
따라오나
attacked
봐요.
once.
모두가 노력한 덕분에 업무가 일찍 끝날 것 같죠. 지금처럼
그걸 그 무기로 때리시면
연장 솜씨가 현란하죠.
해보겠습니다.
만들고 도구 연습만 하는 것이요.
I still need like all of the tier 4 gifts for the keywords. But at least I'm
정상값이네.
close to Lunar.
사실 그 상황에선 그런 공격밖에 고를 게 없었지, 그치?
오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어.
Is this floor 7 or floor 8?
세상에
If there's no Hohenheim Gregor ID. Yeah, I guess we're getting those reruns like very soon.
이게
내일도
Or I say
최선이겠죠?
very soon. It's probably like 3 or 4 months away.
즐거움
해보겠습니다.
언제나 순탄치 않았고
You can't wait for Hohenheim voice. You hope he sounds lame.
늘 제 마음을 설레게 만들었답니다.
Yeah, that I mean I can see it for sure.
해보겠습니다. 해냈어요. 제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요.
Yeah, LCE checkup is my favorite intervalo, so I'm definitely excited for that rerun. I'm also very curious how they'll do hard mode, because there were already unbreakable coins here, so they can't just make things unbreakable.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이
하늘이
생각하는
갑자기 확
것보다
돌아갔네?
대단한 능력을 가지고
솔직하게 말해서 한
제가
번에
늘
이렇게 강한 공격을 할 줄은 모르고
저는
Although if there was ever going to be an impossible stage for the base IDs,
공격에 성공한 거네. 자부심을
Unbound Wrath, or whatever the stage is called, in hard mode, that could be it.
괜찮은 공격이네요.
The stage is already pretty bad, requires a pretty high amount of luck. If they make that much stronger, it could just become impossible for Base Sinclair and Base Honlu to do.
죄송해요. 잠시 어지러웠습니다.
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했으니
성공!
또 대단한 일이라도
오늘도 정말
하셨군요.
멋진 활약이었어. 내일도 꼭 불러주기야. 세상이 평화로워지는 건 기쁜 거야.
Okay.
내일도
So, I'm not going to buy things that are not exactly what I'm looking for, which is the rupture gifts. And then also the keyword list if it decides to show up. I'll make an exception for Clear Mirror. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm not expecting to get the other keyword lists, because you really can't ever expect to get keywordless gifts. Yeah, I'll take it. We got the important ones. Now then, I cannot currently make lunar. I need another stone. Okay. Going to miss out on a free tier 4 gift, I think, for this. Maybe I'll be fine with, like, the Jolly plushie and all. I'm just so worried about dying to the status effect. Like, without Lunar, I don't have good damage for him. So I'm going to make it. I guess gaining... Do I even want to gain health? He does percentage damage to me. But my healing's not percentage. I think I don't want max health. I'll upgrade Thrill because that's damage that doesn't hurt me. Let's go with that.
이게 최선이겠죠?
If he fully turned into an abnormality and we got Hohenheim Ego Gear, that sure would have been different.
그래도 관심이 있어서 종종
해보겠습니다.
많이 어떻게든 도움은 될 거야.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요. 어떤 시간과 공간에 계시는 관리자님이 들을진 몰라도 그때를 위해서 미리 응원을 요구해야 한다는 거군요. 아 이런, 이것도 녹음되고 있는지는 미처 몰랐네요.
올바른
Yeah, that's
방법으로
a lot of
개체에게 일격을
damage.
가했으니 이것이 바로 정도의 힘입니다.
정상값이야. 사실 그 상황에선 그런 공격밖에
Don't
볼 게
kill me.
없었지, 그치?
Okay. But then I just pass and he dies to Thrill, I think. Yes.
이제 끝났네.
Okay.
너희들이 원한 대로 된 거 맞지? 아 여기저기 부서진 것 같은데 저건 우리 직원들 시켜서 고쳐야겠다. 수리 대금도 받고 시민들도 금방
That's
친해질 테고.
probably the hardest part of the run until we potentially fight hidden bosses. Resilient and growth, like good trials once again. And no last chance to get the thing I wanted. Oh well. So what are we still looking for? We want time killing time for the badge, and then my +1 is just planned to be yield my flesh for 1 slash power up, but I could go like anywhere else. There we go. And getting this on floor 9 means that I can actually have it upgraded for a potential floor 11 hidden boss, which is nice.
이게 최선이겠죠?
어떤 시간과
Crumbling armor for Wolf? I don't know much about crumbling armor. It's not one that I see talked about much, and again, I never fully played Lobcore. I don't think I found him in my, like, 25 days of experience.
여관에 가면 또 한참을 해보겠습니다. 바리에게 해줄 이야기가 또 나왔군요. 해냈어요.
Yeah, they did talk about giving, like, that's one of their reasons for the more frequent wolves, is so they can give the less popular characters stuff still. So maybe. I just want Queasy Ego. That's what I want the most.
이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요.
내일 보아
평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까?
지금은
해보겠습니다. 해냈어요.
단장님은 매번 기발한 발상을 떠올리시네요.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다.
해낸 거 맞죠? 해냈어요.
참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말처럼 쉽게 하지 않아요.
보는 맛이 나는 오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어. 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
From Ruina, it's Eugen.
세상이 평화로워지는 건
I feel like he's just having to save Eugen, because Kim Ji-hoon himself really likes Eugen. So he wants to, you know, release them when they'll be in a good state and last for a while.
빈틈없는 관찰의 결과죠.
이게 최선이겠죠?
그러니까 지금부터 너희들이 싸운다는 거지? 아 잠깐만, 이거 잘 성충이 되고 있는 거야? 마이크 어디 제품? 그러면 걱정은 없겠네.
적에게
좋아.
치명상을 입혔고
시작할까?
관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다. 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나
해보겠습니다.
옳은 말만 한답니다.
해냈어요.
You know, the odds of doing this ego list are looking better and better. It's really just like, if I get a 411 hidden boss, we're looking so good for ego list, because then I should be able to keep up with clashing.
만약 제가 인간이었고 조금 더 쾌활한 성격이었다면 당신과 파이브 같은 걸 시도해보았을지도 모르겠네요.
해냈어요.
차포자리라. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나.
해보겠습니다.
I need to remember to refuse the slashing memories. I forget to do that so much.
이제 끝났네. 너희들이 원한 대로 된 거 맞지?
I should do that this
여기저기 부서진
floor.
것 같은데 저건 우리 직원들 시켜서 고쳐야겠다. 수리 대금도 받고 시민들도 금방 편해질 테고. 어? 나도 뭔가 원하는 대로 된 것 같은데. 상부상조네.
최선이겠죠?
Sinclair is cursing you after the amount of times you've said you hate him. Why do you hate Sinclair? Like, don't get me wrong, he's also my least favorite center, but I wouldn't say I hate him.
관리자님도 알다시피
해보겠습니다.
Actually, Otis might be my least favorite center. It's between those two.
해냈어요. 이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까?
Evil 5 coin skill.
적 개체에게 이상 현상이 보이네요.
The amount of times he failed checks for you at 40 sanity. Okay, that's a valid reason.
해보겠습니다.
I know there was some idea that I had like an inside joke with a friend about that they always tails rolled. I forget who it was though.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠? 해냈어요.
This would have been like early than this, season 1, season 2. It might have been like Chef Ryoshu.
해보겠습니다.
죄송해요.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠? 해냈어요.
차코잡이라.
뭐
예상한 것보다 움직임이
대단한
좁아.
일이라도 하신 게 아니죠?
해냈어요.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게
해보겠습니다.
보는 맛이
해냈어요.
일처럼
이제
빠르게
끝났네.
하는 편이
너희들이 원한 대로 된 거 맞지?
Okay.
아 여기저기 부서진 것 같은데 저건 우리
Shopping
직원들 시켜서
time.
고쳐야겠다.
There aren't really any other gifts I care about from this pack besides the one I'm getting at the
원하는
end.
대로 있는 것 같은데? 상부상조네.
I guess the clock hands are okay. Deal 10% more damage, take 10% less damage. So if the other one shows up, I will go for it. Yeah, there it is. And I think this is the one... no, it's the other Tremor Tier 2 gift I'm thinking of. This thing. This is the anti-lay hang thing, so that could help. Besides that, I think I'm going to spend on enhancing mostly. Burn, bleed, tremor, rupture. I need sinking, yeah. Yeah, confuse more next floor. Oh, I have one more refresh. Because I have both of the enhancing related gifts, so there's no reason to wait. Besides staying above 1,000, of course. I've only really missed out on 2 of the gifts I was going for this run. I missed False Halo, and then I missed the fusion version of this gift, which is like 1 more offense level, maybe 1 more clash power on my skill 3s. It's not a big deal to miss. So if this run can't do an ego list, then I don't know, something's wrong with my strategy. Yeah, we'll stop there. Keep the enhancing. Keep my cost above 1,000.
이게 최선이겠죠?
Yeah, HP buff Base Sinclair is saved. Do I get 300? I do get 300. He did it.
그래도 관심이 있어.
해보겠습니다.
많이 찾아봤으니까 어떻게든 도움이 될 거야.
해냈어요.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요. 매일 보아왔는데도
해보겠습니다.
감회가 새로워요.
Yeah, this guy just dies in like 3 skills.
해보겠습니다.
그럼 도망쳐야 하는 거잖아. 손질 끝낸 것 같아.
그럼 다음 손질로 바로 가시오.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이
차코잡이라. 예상한 것보다 움직임이
Yeah. Why did he expose his brains? I think he might be stupid, yeah.
정말 멋진 활약이었어. 내일도 꼭 불러주기야. 세상이 평화로워지는 건 기쁜 거야. 근데 내일
Body up and growth. I'm getting really good trials on top of just a good run. So what did I say? Yield My Flesh is our last pack, and there it is. So, yeah, okay.
이게 최선이겠죠?
This boss used to be hard to solo, but now solos are so strong now because of Starlight buffs, just letting you get every gift in the game and just directly buffing you.
사실은 그렇게 대단한 일도 아니에요.
해보겠습니다.
혹시 칭찬을 받았다면
제가 해낸 거 맞죠? 해냈어요.
차포자리라. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
해보겠습니다.
So what solos could be harder than Base Sinclair? That's a question.
당신이 생각하는 것
Let's go ahead and say egoless solos. So we can't just say like, oh, any Heathcliff can just be hard carried by binds, so he will be difficult no matter what.
솔직하게 말해서
또
한 번에
대단한
이렇게
일이라도
딴
하시는
분들은 모르고
If we're talking about egoless solos, then I think for sure LCCV Rhodia is worse.
자부심을 가져도 좋겠어.
The main thing that makes Sinclair so bad is that he's very, very fragile. But LCCV Rhodia only has like 6 more health. And then she does not have the rupture keyword. So that's a lot of gifts that wouldn't work. And then her clashing is like actually worse, I think. It's pretty similar at least. Chef Gregor, that is... Yeah, what is Chef Gregor's highest clashing? He has bleed, so he would get respite at least.
비록 함께 전장에
You would
나서는 건
actually
아니지만
get his coin power conditional in Mirror Dungeon.
달릴만 할수 있는 일이에요. 해보겠습니다.
So he would be a 5 plus 2 4 coin.
잘 이끌어주시겠죠?
I think that actually rolls the same.
첫
Actually, this would be very similar to a Base Sinclair solo, I feel like.
매일 보아왔는데도 지금 감회가 새로워요.
Indon. Indon would get Tremor keyword, which is like really good, but it is also Indon who is really bad. So maybe.
제가 해낸 거 해냈어요.
It's like, what is Indon's skill 30 roll?
진짜 어지러워서 못 봤어.
제가
Is it
해낸
a
거 맞죠?
13?
이제야
또
실력을 좀
대단한
내시네요.
일이라도 하신 거겠죠?
5 plus 3, 3 coins, so that's 14, okay.
사실은 그렇게 대단한 일도 아니에요.
But you would be blunt damage instead of slash, which is a little worse for sure.
젤라님이나 마이크를
해보겠습니다.
보는 편이 나았을 거예요. 제가 아니라요.
제가 해낸 거 해냈어요.
차포잡이라.
I just feel like literally every ID is going to be tankier than Base Sinclair. So the only way to be worse is if you choose someone that ends up being unable to clash.
솔직하게 말해서
So who just has the actual worst clashing in the entire game is basically what this question is.
정확한 수치는 몰라도 아무튼 대단한 급에 성공한 거네.
개체에게
자부심을
치명적인
가져도
손상을
좋겠어.
입히는데 성공했습니다.
해냈어요.
앞으로의 전투도 이대로만
이제 끝났네.
부탁드리겠습니다.
The answer to that might be Chef Gregor.
아, 여기저기 부서진 것 같은데 저건 우리 직원들 시켜서
Or is it
고쳐야겠다.
Base Yisong?
수리대금도 받고 시민들도 금방 편해질 테고. 어? 나도 뭔가 원하는 대로 된
Base
것 같은데?
Yisong rolls up to a
상상되네.
12 on his skill 3 and skill 2. And he only has the sinking keyword, which doesn't help with clashing like at all. Base Yisong might be the worst to solo with. Because he's also pretty fragile.
운은 실력과도
He has 196 health at level 50. This is an enhancing shop after I make the sinking gift. the last shop before enhancing gets more costly, so I just do everything. LCB Faust has an evade, though. And evade is another thing. No keywords is a downside, but I think just LCCV Rhodia, who also has no keywords, would be much worse. Like, someone did Base Faust downward slash only solo, I think. So only skill 1s and evades. Enhance literally everything that does anything for me. And then what was I looking for? Slash? Maybe? No. What am I still missing? What am I missing? Like, actually? Maybe I don't have charge type gloves. Okay, there it is. Yeah, there's like some bits of shield and stuff. I think that's every single useful charge gift in the same refresh. Bleed? Is there bleed stuff I'm forgetting? Don't think so. Oh, tremor stuff, yeah. Can enhance that. Good luck, yeah, I mean, I don't think this will be a hard boss, but maybe. Bleed could be an issue. Okay, no more stalling. Let's go.
이게 최선이겠죠?
I've got
관리자로 정한
338 health. Let's see how much damage he can do to me. That's an evade. Hitting me for 7. And he should stagger here. Yeah, okay.
여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요. 저희가 무시한 상황.
Even Base Sinclair can do a lot of damage when you have 100 eco gifts.
기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
들어갔네요. 크게 의미 있는 성과는 아니지만요.
내일도 꼭 불러주기야. 세상이 평화로워지는
On to the extreme floors. Please give me unhatched embers this time. On the last run I had to do it on floor 12, which was worrying. And of course max adversity, there it is. Okay, this is actually probably best case scenario. I don't have unhatched embers, but I have the badge. Surely the badge is enough for a floor 11 Lei Hang. He can't do that much damage to me. Right? 81? I'm going to stagger and take more, come on. This can't be that bad.
정상값이네. 사실 그 상황에선 그런 공격밖에 볼 게 없었지. 그치?
Yeah, it looks like badge is enough. Now, I don't have great healing still. So I could still die, but no, he has a stagger bar. I should be totally fine. Because I'm not on floor 13 yet, so he'll just stagger. I think I can even just stagger him without clashing his drain skill.
잠깐만 옆에서 보조하면서 지켜주면 금방 돌아올 거야.
Yeah, okay. So that means what's even left that could pose a threat this run, like Ricardo? Let's do this to actually hit him. And then he should die next turn, assuming this doesn't just kill me, which it might.
약점을 잘 노리셨습니다.
But like I have the prey damage resistance. And win rate.
해보겠습니다.
압도적인 사랑의 힘으로 아르카나들은 전부 정화될 거야.
The biggest threat in the mirror dungeon taken out as soon as possible. You love to see it. This run is just blessed. The game wants me to win.
저건 우리 직원들 시켜서 고쳐야겠다. 수리 대금도 받고 시민들도 금방 편해질 테고. 어? 나도 뭔가 원하는 대로 된 것 같은데? 상부상조네.
I will not take the time to fight you to get like 80 cost or whatever it is.
뭐냐? 와카슈쯤 되시면 이런 건 식은 죽 먹게지.
There's embers. Can I get the other thing in the shop, though? Yes, okay. Yeah, that's everything I need. Not sure what can even kill me at this point, besides maybe Ricardo. Don't think enhancing that does anything, but I also don't think I need it to do anything. I didn't fuse yet. What am I still missing? Burn, bleed, tremor, rupture, sinking, poise, charge, 2 slash. I mean, I could get the other blunt and pierce ones. I guess I'll just fuse slash tier 4s in hopes of a miss giving me peace of relationship. Because that's the important gift I don't have yet. And there it is. Okay, well, now I really don't know what I still need. Maybe I just get all 4 hidden bosses this run, and make it the strongest Base Sinclair in the world.
비록 함께 전장에 나서는 건 아니지만
해보겠습니다.
저희를 이끌어주는 건 단테님만 할 수 있는 일이에요.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠? 해냈어요.
원하시는
하늘이
길로
갑자기
저희를
확
잘
돌아갔네?
이끌어주시겠죠?
솔직하게 말해서 한 번에 이렇게 강한 병력을 할 줄은 모르고 아주 옛날에 만든 기계를 가지고 왔거든. 뭐 정확한 수치는 몰라도 아무튼 대단한 공격을 성공한 거네.
해보겠습니다.
자부심을 가져도 좋겠어.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고
올바른
제가 늘
방법으로
말씀드렸죠.
개체에게 일격을 가할 뿐.
저는 언제나
이것이
옳은 말만
바로
한답니다.
정보의 힘입니다. 와우! 벌써 재료를
해보겠습니다.
저기까지 손질해둔 것슈? 오늘 공장 일찍 문 닫을 수 있을 것 같슈?
This music seems fitting for this stage.
선행적이네요. 앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요.
제가 해낸 거 해냈어요.
At least the phase 1 does.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠? 해냈어요.
이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요.
어둡고 악한 아르카나들을 기웃들었어.
해보겠습니다.
Okay, so the question is, what do we care more about? Do we care more about trying to do this egoless, or going to, like, hard floors on floor 15? I think I said last week I would actually try for once on this solo, so I think I'm going to take the easy way out and go to like Fairy Festival on 415 in hopes of keeping it egoless. But if I have to use ego earlier, then I'll do whatever on 415.
예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나.
제가 해낸 것 맞죠? 해냈어요.
연작 솜씨가 현란하죠. 선물 만들고 도구 연습만 하는 것이요?
제가 해낸 것 맞죠? 해냈어요.
I haven't had used the gnome announcer in like 2 months. I forgot just how much it was.
준비를 철저히 했나 보네.
해보겠습니다. 제가 해낸 것 맞죠? 해냈어요.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하라.
해냈어요. 약점을 잘 노리셨습니다. 해냈어요.
Say whatever you want about the Arknights collab. Last night was like the best fight in the game, at least very up there. You had to actually, think for once and win this.
올바른 물질끼리 맞붙을 때 느껴지는 카타르시스는 아마 대체할 수 있는 것도 많이 없을 거야. 너희도 딱 침투 느꼈을 것 같아. 그치?
그대로만 해주신다면
Like doing that fight with the base IDs is still one of my favorite things I've ever done in this game.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요.
제가 해낸 것 맞죠? 해냈어요.
안태님은 매번 기발한 발상을 떠올리시네요.
해냈어요.
너희가 아까
해보겠습니다.
생각을 한 바람에
I guess, okay, if I knew I was going to get the Lei Hang gift, should I have kept skill 2s for Wrath Resonance? The answer is probably not, but it could have been funny. I wouldn't get to see damage numbers if I used skill 2s. That's one of my biggest QOL things I wish. Like, give me damage numbers on skill 1s and skill 2s. I don't know why you can't show me.
여기저기 부서진 것 같은데 저건 우리 직원들 시켜서 고쳐야겠다. 수리 대금도 받고 시민들도 금방 편해질 테고. 어? 나도 뭔가 원하는 대로 된 것 같은데? 상부상조네.
Growth and Clash Power is better than Keen. Alright, this one doesn't have weird offense level. There's one of the Clash power-ups that has like one more offense level than it should, if it was following the pattern. So that one isn't very good to take. I don't have Midwinter yet. I guess we're going to Green Dawn. Do I get more hidden bosses? I do. Okay, they are just throwing themselves at me.
이게 최선이겠죠?
This is the easiest one, so... I'm curious, can I beat this whole fight with win rate? I'm going to try.
대체에게 치명적인 손상을 입히는 데 성공했습니다. 앞으로의 전투 이대로만 계속되겠습니다.
해보겠습니다.
I guess he'll kill me with his gondolas. Okay, I'll win rate and switch to defensive skills. I think that's fair.
이번에 막을 수 있어.
해보겠습니다.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure win rate's going to target all on like the same gondola. But as long as I still have my revives up, I'll try it.
하늘이 갑자기 확 돌아갑니다. 솔직하게 말해서 한 번에 이렇게 강한 공격을 할 줄은 모르고 아주 옛날에 만든 기술을 가지고
제가
왔어요.
해낸 것 맞죠?
정확한 수치는 몰라서 이런 공격이 내가 덕분에 성공한 거네.
Yeah, it's not targeting that other one.
의지와 실력을 좀 내시네요. 평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까? 해보겠습니다.
I've tried to like think about is there any way to kill this guy before, but even though he like takes rupture damage, he instantly heals it back. So unfortunately I don't think there's any way that you could ever kill him unless we got a skill that could deal 100% of target's HP, which would never happen.
그러니까 지금부터 너희들이 싸운다는 거지? 아, 잠깐만. 이거 잘 송출이 되고 있는데. 너무 걱정은 없겠네. 좋아, 해보겠습니다.
So how much damage am I going to take here? Okay, they did stagger me, so this will probably be the Ember's turn.
저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
Oh, those guys weren't attacking. I thought they were.
상황에 놓여 있습니다. 그리고 저는 당신께 역대 최고의 관리자를 기대하고 있죠.
올바른 방법으로 배치해야
How do I have so much poise count? Like, genuine question.
그렇게 시원하게
Normally it's like possible to run out of poise count. I guess things are dying before I'm using all of my coins. Alright, win rate continues.
해보겠습니다. 제대로 보고 대처하셔야 합니다. 약점을 잘 노리셨습니다.
It's going to do like 12 damage to me. Oh, never mind, 4 damage. I thought, you know, being Pride Fatal might make it do a little bit more than that, but I guess not.
사실 그 상황에선 그런 공격밖에 고를 게 없었지, 그치?
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다.
해보겠습니다.
참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
그렇게 했으면 되지.
He just gets stun locked. I wish this guy showed up on my Magic Bullet solo though, because I feel like Magic Bullet would not be able to do this because her damage is so low. I don't know what's going on with your stream quality, but I guess YesOdd is paying you a visit. Actually, wait, it looks like I might have actually seen that there a little bit. I wouldn't call it anywhere close to YesOdd levels, but it did seem a bit fuzzy. Let's see. This actually does something, and I don't have it yet. Are there any other gifts that do things? Not sure if there are. Sure, I normally don't pick up Reverberation, but today, why not? I have Midwinter, that's why I came here. In case I think of something else, I will keep the cost, I guess.
이게 최선이겠죠? 비록 함께 전장에 나서는 건 아니지만
This fight is only normally hard because it's unfocused,
이번에도 분명
and I guess bleed can be an issue. But compared to like the blood bags pack, this is much less threatening.
벌써 재료를 저기까지 해보겠습니다. 오늘 공장 일찍 문 닫을 수 있을 것 같죠?
Please let me break my entire bleed stack. Okay. So yeah, this will be embers, I assume. Yes. Unless they all tails roll? I don't know if adversity triggered embers there or if I healed before it. But either way, I still have the badge, and it doesn't really change how I play.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠? 해냈어요. 해냈어요.
방금 멋졌어. 너희들의 사랑의 힘이, 빛의 힘이 저 어둡고 악한 아르카나들을 기울들었어. 그러면 승리도 시간 문제겠지?
해보겠습니다. 제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
대체에게 치명적인 손상을 입히는 데 성공했습니다. 앞으로의 전투도 이대로만 부탁드리겠습니다.
아, 여기서 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는.
I've really run out of things to talk about when it comes to Base Sinclair. I think he is not as bad of a unit as people think he is, but he does have the lowest health in the game, so survival is the issue with the solo, potentially. But if he can survive, anyone can. Like the hidden boss gifts immediately is definitely going to help, but overall this hasn't even been a hard solo. I would say that like Lantern Yusong and Magic Bullet were worse for sure. Who else were the bad solos I've done? I know there were a few. I mean, I did LCE Faust, but that was only bad because I went to Railway 5. I guess, who would have the lowest damage in Mirror Dungeon? Is it, like, G-Corp Otis, maybe? All single coin, and only sinking for a keyword? Like, what are the other full single coin IDs? Base-ish has Tremor and the Gloom skill. I'm pretty sure she would do more.
약점을 잘 노리셨습니다. 이제 해결사를 찾는 것도 해냈어요. 해냈어요.
나라도 그렇게 했으면 되지.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠? 해냈어요.
매번 기발한 발상을 떠올리시네요.
오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어. 내일도 꼭 불러주기야. 세상이 평화로워지는 건 기쁜 거야. 근데 내일도 지금처럼.
Does G-Corp Otis also apply to herself? Her buffs? I think she does. I'd have to check the wording on the skill, but her buffs are like damage up, which doesn't do anything because you already have 10. And I think she gives protection. I mean, that one could matter. What am I refreshing for? Does this do something? Slash attack type skill 1. I do still have skill 1s, technically. Yeah, let's go fight Cromer. It's thematic. Yeah, G-Corp. Okay, to one ally with the lowest speed, that would count herself. What are these gifts you can't— what is going on with your stream quality?
아니야? 와카슈쯤 되시면 이런 건 식은 죽 먹기지.
There's really not a single other gift. Oh, I didn't have Grey Coat yet. It doesn't do anything for me, but that's something I needed, I guess. Bleed. I have the bleed gifts. Sure, I'll pick up a zipper lighter. It's finally getting a bit better. Okay. Glad to have you back in the realm of the seeing. I'll go ahead and heal, there's no real reason not to.
이게 최선이겠죠?
No hidden boss this floor, but it's still possible to get them all. 2 more floors. 42 rolling evade. That's how you know I got really good mounting trials. They were all about defense power and defense level.
정상값이네. 사실 그 상황에선 그런 공격밖에 보일 게 없었지, 그치?
So this is Ember's 0 power. Thank you, Blue Star Shard. Did I not even activate Embers? No, she has 1 more, okay. But if I needed to, I could reroll until she got enough tails that I could survive that turn. But I shouldn't need to.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
Because now I'm staggered again, but the badge should help me live. Unless she gets actually all heads rolls. Alright. Yeah. I can work through the paralyze, I believe. And there we go. The rest of this pack will never pose a threat, so...
개체의 약점을 정확히 꿰뚫었습니다. 준비를 철저히 했나
Yeah, I guess Rusty Coin would... Maybe my skill 1 will do more damage than a skill 3 if it's getting reused by Rusty Coin. That's something I hadn't considered as a possibility. I don't think it quite does more because it's like 42 twice. But it at least gives me Late Bloomer's Tattoo, assuming I found that at some point. I should be using skill 1 per turn.
약점을 잘 누리셨습니다. 네, 해결사의 전투법도
그대로만 해주신다면 오늘은 제압이 빠르겠어요.
어떤 상황이 닥쳐와도 포기한... 아! 이건 못하겠습니다. 너무 유치하게 해보겠습니다.
나라도 그렇게 했을 테지.
How many skills do you have that I can clash? Only 4? Okay.
해보겠습니다.
해냈구나. 나라도 그랬을 거야.
It takes me 2 skills to get him up to 89 rupture.
그 공격을
It's
선택한
just
건
insane.
올바른 물질끼리 맞붙을 때 느껴지는 카타르시스는 아마 대체할 수 있는 것도 많이 없을 거야. 너희도 딱 지금 그걸 느꼈을 것 같다. 그치?
또 얼굴에
아,
빛을 갑을 했군. 11번. 이
And he
정도
definitely dies here.
제일 진짜거나 주저앉았을 텐데 최근에 성장하긴 한 모양이군.
Wonder how much the rupture is like actually contributing to my damage.
해냈어요.
What percentage of the damage this run has been dealt by rupture and drill? We can count drill as
이제
that.
끝났네. 너희들이 원한 대로 된 거
It's
맞지?
probably like at
아,
least
여기저기 부서진 것 같은데
15%, so it's
저건
not
우리 직원들 시켜서
insignificant.
고쳐야겠다. 수리대금도 받고 시민들도 금방 편해질 테고. 어? 나도 뭔가 원하는 대로 된 것 같은데? 상부상조네.
Resilient and body up, not the best trial, but I will take it. It's definitely better than base power. Invi-Res versus Mr. Invi-Res if Ricardo shows up. I don't have Melted Eyeball yet, apparently. That's something that I just somehow missed, as well as that. Okay, so there's a Burn gift and a Tremor gift that I somewhat care about. Let's see if just like... I mean, I can go to Bridal. There's no way I lose on Bridal. Okay. You can see clearly. The Assad has left. He has been suppressed.
관리자님, 멋진 전략이었습니다.
No hidden boss. The dream of getting all 4 is gone. We still could get a 415 Ricardo. Bleed and Tremor. Show me Melted Eyeball. No? Okay, game is not giving me the only gift I need. I can try to fuse for it. I like never fuse besides tier 4s. Can you even like do that easily? Does like a 2, and a 1 do it? Yes, okay. Don't need Pierce gifts. There it is. No hidden boss. Yeah, it's very sad. Can't get all 4. But we could still get 3 if it shows up next floor.
이게 최선이겠죠?
응원도 결국은 나약한 자들이나 듣고 싶어하는 위안이
해보겠습니다.
정보팀은 조금 더 가치 있는 걸 추구하는 고소하겠습니다.
괜찮은 공격이네요. 앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요.
Oh, they did use up my stagger there? Okay. So if I get staggered again, I will actually stagger, and likely
해보겠습니다.
trigger Embers after that. You got here late? You're a little late, it's floor 14. But we've been making good time, because Base Sinclair actually does pretty decent damage, and I just haven't been losing fights at all.
시간이 무한하진 않죠. 딴테 이제 끝장을 내야 할 겁니다. 뭐 괜찮은
Yeah, so far we are egoless. We're hoping to finish the run egoless. We got 2 hidden boss gifts, so it's looking very possible to do that.
해보겠습니다.
기대하겠습니다.
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했다. 이것이 바로 정보의 힘입니다.
정상값이네.
Even without the hidden boss gifts, though, my clashing would still be fine. I would be clashing 12 lower. Like, 56 still beats 39 by more than 12.
아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
해보겠습니다.
This fight just takes a while, as always. Or I guess not always. There was the bug that let it work.
효율적인 대처로
At least Embers didn't activate before. I'm not worried about Embers because they'll have skill slots to clash everything.
해낸 거 맞죠?
깔끔하게 잘랐습니다. 이제 니콜리나와 수시가 비슷해지셨는데요.
Investigate the factory.
개체들이 더 월등한 환경에 놓여 있습니다.
Win
이 정도로
rate.
그들이 우세를
해보겠습니다.
점할 줄은 몰랐는데 정보의 부족이군요.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요.
17 offense level up next turn. I'm trying to figure out
그대로만 해주신다면
where I'm getting some of that. I think it's a Shadow Monster giving me next turn offense level up when I hit enemies with sinking or something.
해낸 거 맞죠?
It's going up by like 1 for every skill I use though.
우리끼리 맞붙을 때 느껴지는 카타르시스는 아마 대체할 수 있는 것도 많이 없을 거야. 너희도 딱 지금 그걸
You
느꼈을
avoid bridal just because of how long it takes. That's fair. I've thought about doing like an MDE solo speedrun before. I would definitely have to avoid bridal there.
해보겠습니다. 해냈어요. 해냈어요.
어버이의 그 유치한
해보겠습니다.
말투도 도움이 될 때가 있네요.
I'm not sure who the best idea to speedrun would be. It might actually be Heisho Heathcliff now. Because he has a lot of the same advantages as Sinclair, but he also just like can't be staggered. So when you take the starting gift,
해낸 거 맞죠?
핵심적인 스프레드에 있던 아르카나를 부쉈어.
he would get like the AoE benefit for needle and thread fast clearing stuff. And I think he would be a good choice, unless his skill 3 animation is really long, which it might be.
개체의 약점을 정확히 꿰뚫었습니다. 준비를 철저히 했나 봅니다.
운명의 기운이
You don't want to make a checklist. Yeah, I don't have a literal checklist. I'll just like
좋았던 것 같네.
see a gift as a full reward and be like, oh, I forgot to get that. Let's pick up Melted Eyeball, like I just did. I'm just not sure if I have late bloomers or not. That's the only one I'm thinking of that I might have forgotten.
저 개체가 무언가 준비하고 있어요.
Oh, or actually, you're not attacking. You got killed by moths. I'm actually only favored against these guys, which is a surprise.
눈을 감았을 때는
해보겠습니다.
Yeah, without hidden boss gifts, I might actually have slight clash issues at this point, I guess. But we got the hidden boss gifts, so we don't need to worry about it.
이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까?
Not sure if I can just kill him or not. I probably can. I definitely could have, but it's safe to clash the other ones.
방금 멋졌어. 너희들의 사랑의 힘이, 빛의 힘이 저 어둡고 악한 아르카나들을 뒤흔들었어. 이대로면 승리도 시켜본지지?
Yeah, he almost died. I think he'll still die because I sent my skill 1 at him at the end.
매일 보아하는 지금은 감회가 새로워요.
I did not hedge roll, but he dies to drill. Yeah, okay.
너희들이 원한대로 된
Well,
거 맞지?
one floor left.
여기저기 부서진 것 같은데 저건 우리 직원들 시켜서 고쳐야겠다. 수리 대금도 받고 시민들도 금방 편해질 테고. 어? 나도 뭔가 원하는 대로 된 것 같은데? 상부상조네.
Take the ones that are not base and final power. Maximum adversity and show me Fairy Festival. Any floor 15 hidden bosses? Or are they too scared of Base Sinclair?
아니야? 와카슈쯤 되시면 이런 건 식은 죽 먹기지.
No true final boss, okay. Well, you can't always get a floor 15 hidden boss. Oh. Give me... Alright. Sell one thing. And it's time to go. Fairy Festival is going down.
이게 최선이겠죠?
오, 너희 뭔가 작동시킨 거야?
Start with... Okay, clashing is an issue. Got it.
무한에 가깝게 늘어지면
We might have some resets, but I still can clash, it's just not dominating.
치명상이네요. 전투가 끝난 뒤 시계를 돌려주시지 않으면 치료가 어렵겠어요.
또 얼굴에 빛을 답을 했군.
And this is why I normally don't like taking reverberation. I can't accurately tell what I can clash because they all have one paralyze.
최근엔 성장.
Everything's going to say dominating, but I'm still going to lose. But we'll see.
대체에게 치명적인 손상을 입히는 데 성공했습니다. 앞으로의 전투도 이대로만 부탁드리겠습니다.
아니야. 다시 힘내서 가보자.
잘 들어갔네요. 가끔 의미 있는 성공이지만요.
It's not dominating. Yeah. If it's not dominating, it is just 50-50.
해보겠습니다.
But now I actually have Clear Mirror offense level, and I activated the T-Corp badge, so that gives me 2 more attack power up as well. I should be clashing higher than them pretty consistently.
감회가 새로워요.
착포전이다. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 좋구나.
Fairy Festival takes so much reduced damage.
일격을 가했군요.
It's like,
바로 정보의 힘.
what is the passive? Yeah, it takes 70% less damage and transfer that to a random ally. It does not activate if there are no allies, but the damage can't kill the allies, so I have to like spend 3 skills on all of them.
해보겠습니다.
And Clash priority goes to them over Fairy Festival, so I can't attack Fairy Festival first.
사실 그 상황에선 그런 공격밖에 고를 게 없었지, 그치?
It's another just relatively slow floor because of that. You gotta go.
그간의 전투
You're missing the very end, but you've seen most of it. I really don't know who I'll be soloing with next week, but I hope to see you there if you are available. And thanks for stopping by.
아, 여기서 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
괜찮은 공격이네요. 앞으로도 그렇게만 해주세요.
나라도 그렇게 했을 테지. 이만한
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
직전의 공격처럼 개체에게
Yeah,
치명적인
Fairy
위력을
Festival just kind of stops attacking after a bit. They do like 1 or 2 moves per turn, and half of the time it's targeting allies.
그대로만 해주신다면 오늘은 분위기 빠르겠어요.
There's no pressure to talk while in stream. Lurkers are, lurkers are the backbone of streaming. So it's just appreciated to have you be here. See my number be 1 higher.
저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
I don't pay too much attention to like viewership numbers. That's not why I do this, but it is like nice to see.
올바른 물질끼리 맞붙을 때 느껴지는 카타르시스는 아마 대체할 수 있는 것도 많이 없을 거야. 너희도 딱 지금 그걸 느꼈을 거야, 그치?
I think we win here, but because I've activated my revives already, I'll play safe and still clash.
해보겠습니다.
Alright.
방금 움찔했어.
여기가 약점인 것 같아.
개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 간파했습니다.
So yeah, I guess if anyone wants to like learn how to solo, this would be a pretty good stream to watch. I mean, I play relatively seriously. I'm not taking brutality when I don't have to, and it just went very clean with a, relatively bad ID. So if I can do this with Sinclair, you can follow the same steps and do it with like an actually good ID.
이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까?
해냈어요. 해냈어요.
And there we go.
악당 퇴치 성공. 오늘도 정말 멋진
Base
활약이었어.
Sinclair, 0 ego used.
세상이
Next up is
평화로워.
ego giftless, I guess, right?
그래도 칭찬해주셔서 감사해요, 관리자님.
내일도
How to efficiently manage cost. The big thing is that you want to save when you can. Keeping over 1,000 gives you more cost. It's like you have to have the Starlight buffs. They help so much for the economy. Are we Starlight positive today? I feel like I only had to pack search like twice, so I should be. Yeah, plus 99. Let's go. Now, I said I would pull for Lei Hang if I had to give up. But I still think I want to give it a few tries. I've had a very lucky run. The luck is high right now. So let's see if I can get an announcer out of this as well. Because, like, I have... How many pulls is 67,000 lunacy anyway? I have, like, 500 plus pulls just sitting here. I can do a bit of gambling. Nothing. I want to at least get like 1 3-star. If I get Ryoshu, I'll stop. If I get Lei Hang, I'll stop. If I get an off banner, I don't know. I'll be sad. A lot of 2-stars. Show me gold. There we go. Okay. I don't think that's the announcer color. It's a ring song. Okay. Well, I guess I'm sad. What is that? I'm at 50 pulls. I can do a few more. Okay. We're stopping here regardless of what it is. Unlucky. Fire Fist Gregor. Well, okay, I have 1 more Deca extraction ticket. You've got to spend the last one. Absolutely nothing, okay. Now I'm actually stopping. I like having my lunacy. But yeah, here's the final team. These 12 IDs have proven they can solo Mirror Dungeon. This one was the hardest. Not one of these two, like you might expect. And yeah, I really don't know what I'll be doing next week. I should have my Discord ready for anyone who wants to join that. I'll probably start making polls for who I solo with soon, so show up next week if you want to join the Discord. And until then, have a nice rest of your day.